Hey everybody, welcome to Example of Play. In this video, I'm continuing my playthrough of the Midsummer Inferno campaign for Armored Brigade II. This campaign features the player as Finland defending against the Soviet Union in a series of really unique and different battles. I'm really impressed so far with the scenarios that are in this one, as they feel very distinct, very cool situations that are also fairly realistic in how they kind of play out, taking advantage of the scale and the different units available in the game. So this scenario, we are conducting an ambush of a Soviet mechanized battalion that is coming rolling down this highway, and basically we need to try to ambush them, inflict casualties, and slow them down enough that they don't reach these objectives until the time markers on them. So 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and an hour to these three objectives. On our side is the fact that it is the middle of a thunderstorm. Visibility is 400 meters, bad weather. So we're going to use hit and run tactics and try to ambush them all along this highway. The scenario marks out kind of these good ambush spots to use, but it's up to you as a player to put your forces there, but also reposition them because, yeah, we're going up against a mechanized battalion, so that's including tanks, APCs, infantry, pretty sizable force coming our way, and really we just have a few platoons of units that are like perfect for the situation, but also there's not that many of them. So going over, I won't go through the entire briefing, but basically the plan is to use our kind of light but heavy anti-tank, heavy in the sense of anti-tank, but light in the sense that they can't be in a sustained firefight. Use our forces to hit them at different points and then pull back. Don't fight them to the death, just hit them, do what we can, pull back, and then reposition and use the same forces to ambush them several times all along this highway. We also have 9 minefields we can throw down, which will be handy. We've got some heavy mortars to give us a little quick artillery support. And then our units are composed of kind of a mix of these recoilless rifle units. So they got some heavy, these guys are hiding in the forest here, but some heavy anti-tank forces there. But they're not super mobile because they are being carried. They have to be transported by these tractors, which is like literally like an old-timey farm tractor. So I don't know how maneuverable they'll be, and they only have 12 shots for the recoilless rifle, so it might just be get the best we can with those guys and then just pull them out because they're not going to survive in a direct firefight. We have some scouts we can position along the way to give us some eyes, call in artillery, and then our true mobile element is going to be these Jaeger squads. We've got, I think, 1, 2, 3 platoons at least of them. Yeah, 3 platoons of these guys that are in these light APCs. The APCs themselves are not going to be much use for combat, but the squads inside have anti-tank weapons. So it'll be to kind of set them up at choke points along the way where they can tag a few tanks and then pull out of there before the enemy engages decisively. So this should be a pretty interesting battle. I might chop this video up instead of doing one long take because I feel like it's going to be at least an hour because the objective is to hold these locations, including Celsius, back there for an hour before the enemy gets to them. And then also I might pause a little to like reposition my guys and kind of think about what I want to do because it feels like one of those where you could really run into disaster real quick if you move your guys wrong place, wrong time, and get them wiped out, and now you're left with like a third of your force being eliminated just like that. So I'll pause here for a second and figure out my plan, my initial layout. I can reposition some of these guys, but not the infantry, but I can reposition the scouts and the recoilless rifles. So I might try to put them in the best spots possible to start, try to hit the enemy real hard up front, and then after that it'll be kind of the wild part of after this initial, like up here we have a really nice choke point, but then it opens up a bit through here, so it'll be tough to hold the enemy through that section. So I'll pause here, I'll kind of think about it, position my guys, and then jump back in. Okay, so now I've got my guys kind of set up for my initial game plan. I can relocate the recoilless rifles and the scouts, but not the Jaeger platoons, so I've kind of split in how I can arrange stuff. My plan really overall is to try to hit the enemy really hard up front as much as possible, and then kind of hit them again here, and then whatever stragglers get through, kind of spread some units through this area to just keep pestering them, hitting them just one unit here and there. Because it's kind of tough to set up a heavy ambush through here, but I want to slow them down because really my plan is going to rely on either stopping them by Berta or slowing them down so much that we buy enough time that they're not going to get to Celsius by the hour mark, because I just don't have enough forces to spread through this whole line. And then I can't. I know the briefing, what it wants you to do is try to reposition units to hit them multiple times with the same units, but as we've seen before in other scenarios, your infantry are pretty limited on how many anti-tank rounds they have. The game doesn't support like resupplying your units yet. I think that's coming in a future patch, which would be cool. Being able to like pick up more anti-tank rounds, ATGMs, as the battle goes on would change the balance of a scenario like this. Could add like a neat element of like, you know, hit them and then go resupply and then hit them again kind of thing. But as it is, I'm kind of banking on just having really good ambush spots, hitting them as hard as I can, and if they use up all their ammo, fine. If they don't, and then it gets too hot, pull them out and try to reposition as much as possible, but really going to rely on defeating the enemy in this first kind of half, 2/3 of the map, and then not having anything in the back, because at that point it's too late. So my plan is up front, I got these scouts in this first house where they can see I'm coming right through here. They're going to spot for my heavy mortars, which are split up into 3 sections. They're going to have initial markers here to just plaster the first lead units. Also got some mines I put here where I know they're going to have to travel through. I wish I could mine this road right here, but it's past the green line, so I can't do that. Or otherwise I'd put a few in there. But I got some there, and then hit them with artillery, so that way we'll know who's coming and we can hit them right off the bat before they even reach any of our units. Then also mines along the road at choke points where I know they have to cross bridges, go between trees, that kind of thing. And then here, got my heavy recoilless rifles, are gonna hit them at this initial ambush point. And like I said, they've got like these tractors. They only have 12 rounds of that. They got 2 laws. So once they've kind of used up all that pretty fast, they'll probably just pull back and just hide in the forest for the rest of the battle once they've expended their ammo. Not really going to bank on repositioning guys to hit them again. Now this first Jaeger platoon, I can't move them until the battle starts, so they're going to rush up here, unload, and then kind of face the road here, with the idea being the enemy's coming around a bit of a blind corner. My guys are going to be hiding back in here, where the lead units are going to get hit in the flank as they come around this corner here, and then the units following them can't see my guys because of the forest there till they come up and get into the kill zone as well. And then if it gets too hot, I'll have the APCs kind of parked back along this road, and that way my infantry can pull back, jump in the APCs, and then they have a route to go out, take kind of the long way around, and go back around further down the road to hopefully ambush them again. Then let's get past that. Got another scout team, got this HQ unit, which I was kind of not sure what to do with. I could have them move forward. They have a command radius where they help with my units, they help with communication, spotting, and everything. But the problem is if I move them up, then I don't know, there's not a good way to get them out. They could go sit with these guys and then take the long way around. But instead, what I'm thinking, they're carrying a sniper squad, which is not much use in this scenario other than it being an additional spotter. I'm going to have them pull back to this little house right here where they have good visibility at the next heavy ambush point, and then that sniper squad can hop out, just be a spotter there for the mortars, maybe pick off some enemy dismounts and crews and that kind of thing. Well, I guess actually the crews don't usually get out, but if infantry dismount, pick them off so they can't bother my recoilless rifle teams. And then same thing here with these guys, they're going to hit the enemy as they come around these blind corners, tag them from the rear, from the flank as much as possible, use up their ammo, and then fade back into the forest. Then a lone scout here. This long stretch of road is kind of open. It's not really any great spots to ambush them at with a large ambush. So what I'm thinking is instead of doing that, I'm going to have this next platoon. I could have them pull back here, but that feels like giving up way too much of the road with no defense. And then once they're on, like setting up here doesn't help me stop them from getting to Berta. So my idea is I'm going to move them up individually, and they're just going to pick some different points along this stretch of road, and each individual squad's going to just do their own ambush, use up their ammo, and then pull back, and then the APCs are just going to pull back out of sight. And then the squads, basically at each spot, hopefully they have enough room to just get away from the road or just hide. Like that squad there, they might be in a bad spot. Just might have them use up their ammo, then hold their fire and hope the enemy keeps rolling down the road. And then like these guys can fall back into these buildings. These guys can fall back along the tree line along this little creek and get out of there. And then the final part is, yeah, that's it. There's one more platoon, Jaeger platoon. They're going to roll up here, and then they will set up here to try to do one more ambush after Berta. Not going to try to hold Berta because I feel like I could have a few units firing into it, but trying to keep them from trying to defend on it is probably going to be suicidal. So have them set up kind of in the woods down through here, hit the enemy on this last stretch. And then one more scout team just to know what's going on back here. One more minefield at this like kind of final choke point, just to maybe if a stragglers, a couple of light APCs get through, they'll get taken out by those mines before they get through. Could possibly set up maybe one, I don't know, I'm thinking about it, like drop off one of these teams back here to be kind of a final backstop. That might be a good idea. Have them set up like right here to at this final choke point just to try to destroy it. If an enemy gets through everything else, get through the minefield, one last infantry squad trying to hold them off there might be a good idea. And then as the battle goes on, again, if I can extract units and reposition them, we'll kind of see how it goes. But let's go ahead and start. And like I said, for this battle, since it might be kind of a long one, might need to pause a little here and there to extract units and give orders. I might cut this video up a little bit instead of being one big long take, but we'll see how it goes. All right, let's go ahead and hit start. Oh yeah, and I'm playing with the sound mod this time for the scenario. It is the HQS 2.0 sound mod that you can get on the Steam Workshop. And even if you're playing the game on the non-Steam version, you can download the files from there and just stick them in the sound folder in the game. And I've played a little bit with the sounds on one battle, and it does gives you some meatier sounds, more variety of a few sounds. So like every weapon is a little more accurate and individual. All right, so our mortars are all ready to fire. See something to fire at. These guys are coming up here. They're and they're unloading there. Given like kind of the big organizational like moving a whole unit with orders, sometimes it's a little tricky to get them, don't plan it out right of exactly where you want them to be, but hopefully we'll have enough time here. Once those infantry get out, I'm going to have them but they do automatically move to defend. It would have been, I kind of in my head, I imagine they would move to positions to defend from before unloading. Would make a little more sense, but that's okay. And then we're going to split off. If you go in formation, we can split. And now the infantry and APCs are two separate units. You can see exactly where these guys are going. I want them to go all the way up in there. I want them to go right there. Yeah. So sometimes you got to get a little bit individual with them, but that's okay. And then vehicles, I'm just going to have them go park up the road a bit where they're out of sight, because they're only armed with a big, like a heavy machine gun, but only 50 rounds and not going to do any good against tanks. So their primary purpose is just to be transport for the infantry. Time's on our side at the moment. The time on each objective is ticking, so that's good. And like Arn, like if we get it down to 0, we don't necessarily have to try to hold up here. We could pull back at that point also and just reinforce our later lines of defense. These guys I am gonna unload. They are kind of the final backstop. If some lone enemy unit slips through, hopefully they can pick them off there. Which doesn't leave, makes this ambush be smaller as well, but you know, what can you do? Work with what you have. No enemy sighted yet, so we'll take a moment to, well, when they get there, I'm thinking probably position like right here, and maybe from this building. Kind of a catch-22 of the closer in you get, the easier it is for your guys to see and hit the enemy, but also the harder it's going to be for your guys to get out of that firefight once it starts. No enemy spotted yet. Load right there. One unload. All right, Jay. And now we'll have that APC. They'll just hang out there since, yeah, that's the end of the line. So we need every bit of firepower we have back there. And our HQ unit, let's see. Hyper Squad. Here. APC. Gonna pull back to Berta. Well, actually, I'm gonna have them pull back behind here. Nice of the enemy to be not too aggressive here at the beginning, giving me some time to give more orders to unload all my guys. All right, 5 minutes in, so Arn, we got 14 minutes left to keep holding it. We've got these, our first row ambushes here are all set, ready to go. APC pulled back. Not that they'll probably be repositioning out of here, but just to avoid them getting destroyed needlessly. Yeah, these guys, there's not really any good places for them to go park, so they're just gonna pull back over here too. And then HQ, yeah, actually, they'll be back here, or at least they can provide some kind of moral support from there for the final ambush position. Okay, so that's good. We've had enough time, enough calmness. I could have given more complex commands at the beginning. Didn't do that, but that's okay. The enemy didn't come in hot and heavy yet, so I had enough time to do all my positioning that I wanted to do. And then, yeah, good luck to all my guys down there. But it also, you know, if you were to replay the scenario, then you'd know you do have a fair amount of time. before the first enemy units are spotted. All right, here they come. And it's possible like some of them hit those mines up there and I just didn't see it. I don't know if I have any units that can actually see that spot. There's some kind of vehicle there, so we'll start dropping some mortars. Our mortars have range over basically the entire route. Not the whole map, but the whole route of where we're going to be ambushing. But we might as well hit them here where we know they're going to be at. They seem to be moving fairly slow here at the beginning. But this is like the maximum of their range right here, so every shot's going to take a little time to fly over here. I like using the one round at a time so I can kind of fine-tune it. These are the enemy BRDMs, so it's kind of the scout vehicles at the front. A little more vulnerable to getting taken out by the mortars, but can't tell if we got any good hits yet, but possible we've done some damage, disrupt their morale, that kind of thing. So the first wave is getting up to here. Oops, sorry about that. Got a alarm going off. There's something going on in another state, but yeah. That looked like they hit them with their rifle fire or something, and then they disappeared. Maybe they hit a mine and got destroyed. Oh. About 200 meters to the road from here, so should be able to spot them as they come through. And these lighter BRDMs, they're going to be more vulnerable to my infantry ambushes further down through there. If they do slip through faster, hopefully we get the tanks. All right, here comes T-72. They got the plow on there. I wonder if they are plowing up our fine fields. I'm actually not sure if it is that actually is functional in the game or just a visual thing, or if the plow actually clears the minefields. That looks like maybe it does. That minefield disappeared, so that's good to know. And I guess good on them leading with a plow tank. But maybe if we can knock those out, the later minefields would be more effective. Oh man, so the vehicle is all the way down there. If they're moving too fast and my guys aren't seeing them, should have visibility. Not visibility out to 400 meters, they can see that far. It'll be real sad if they just roll through and these ambushes can't even see them to shoot at them. Oh, nice. All right, we got at least one. We'll take that for sure. These markers are just kind of guesses of where your guys think they might be based on last known movement. Like, we're still holding this objective, so I'm not sure where those BRDMs, if they got by. I would think my scout team would be able to see them even in the storm. It's only 100 meters for them to the road. It's only 200 for these guys. Keep dropping artillery. Still got about 27 rounds, 30 for each one. Seemed a little inefficient. The squad, they fired a law and a recoilless rifle at the same time at one target, but took it out, so we'll take it. However, it looks like these BRDMs are slipping through, but they'll run into closer ambushes down there, I guess, if they keep rolling through. I've underestimated the low visibility of the storm. But at the same time, we still hold that objective, so I don't know if the scout units can't take it or if it's only triggered by the tanks or what. Do what we can with what we got. Only need 4 more minutes to hold Arn, so that's pretty good. What's that guy doing? That there. Didn't expect that. Okay, good. Another vehicle destroyed there. This team, they are in a good spot. It's that they can't seem to see everything going by, but at least this unit does come down this road. These guys, they do have like a law, so they got close in. They can fight close in. Just wanted them to focus on fighting the tanks. Come on now. Got him in the back. Drop one more shot. Well, I was not expecting the enemy to take. I was thinking they'd just stick to the highway, but they went off on a dirt road. Team was there, but they didn't. Shot did not destroy them. It seems like these guys might be too far from the road to see. But we'll wait till the tanks get up to there because they can see the tanks a little easier. Took a shot. So these guys might end up having to reposition just from the fact of that they're not seeing anything. Oh, nice. All right, he's parked. Okay, now. Ideally, we would have hit them, at least some. I got one. That took 2 or 3 hits to die, but we got him. These guys are, ooh, yeah, that squad's probably about wiped out. Unfortunate. That one. This T-72, yeah, I think this is the one that went through the forest. They're just carving their own path. Need 55 seconds left on Arn. Maybe they won't wander into it a little bit longer. Need to, yeah, remember my orders. That team, they're doing some good work. Lost Arn. Did we make it? No. Oh, man. Lost it by like 20 seconds. Alright, we're gonna reset here. The enemy seems to be kind of paused right here for a minute. And drop mortars on them, that would be great. Still more enemies coming back there. Alright, so we didn't quite manage it with Arn. That sucks. That was like 20 seconds left. I succeed on that one. Birder, we got 19 minutes to go. Got plenty of units in position. So I'm a little concerned that they haven't destroyed anything since we know some scout vehicles went through. Alright, mortars ready. Let's drop some mortars. Oop, there we go. Guys, so a couple shots left. These guys still have plenty. We are inflicting casualties. It's just we didn't quite slow down those lead elements enough. But hopefully the next line here... Well, I say that as I can see markers passing right by. I don't know if my guys aren't spotting very good. But these guys, they're 100 meters from the road. It's right there. Come on. Alright, good. Got that one. Might all fall on that last team that's way back there, right on the road in the forest. No, there's still some more back there. It's an entire battalion rolling through, so they might be rolling through for a minute. I know there's whole platoon of T-72s right there. And unfortunately a plow one still in the front. Might defeat that minefield. Guys are taking fire, but I don't know where. I thought that sniper team, they must not have a radio. I was thinking they'd be able to be spotters through here, but Apparently not, but we will set up anyway. That one team back to here since it's still sitting around back there. More T-72s rolling right down the road. Let's see if our guys here spot them and do some damage or not. I feel like these are good positions. I mean, it shows good line of sight, 100% right there. It should be perfect. It's just a question of actually spotting the enemy and firing. About 12 rounds. Alright, so yeah, we've about used up all our HE back there. The mortars. Scout team. Enemy rifle squad stumbled across our scout team. Nothing I can do about that. Now, it might be a mistake to drop mortars here before we spot the enemy. That's just going to throw up smoke now that I realize it, but it's too late to stop that. Alright guys, come on. Okay, they got eyes on now. Kill him. Perfect. Okay, so that worked. Got a couple kills. Not sure exactly what, but I'm hoping those were those T-72s. Guys haven't destroyed anything there, so apparently the enemy hasn't made it that far just yet. Berta's got 13.5 minutes still. Scout team survived, even though I think it might only be a couple guys left, but they ran off that motorized rifle squad. Now these guys, they're not being very effective where they are, and the question kind of becomes, if I pull them back, MP just sitting there, I don't know if it's immobilized or something. It's a little risky. I'm gonna put them in danger, move those guys there. Maybe they have a better chance of effectively engaging. Okay, good. Got another kill back here. So this team, they are in a good spot. They're getting them. Oh, nice. They destroyed it with just their small arms. tractor taking fire. Tractor, you're not supposed to get shot at. There's another target for these guys. Perfect. Alright. They're being very efficient right there. Scout team, so there's the lead, T-72. 11 minutes left on Berta. Hopefully, between these various squads, at least one of them. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we do need to try to defend this from the front a little more. The way it's going. Leave that squad where they are because they got a kill there. Or this squad apparently didn't see those guys, or they rolled by too fast or something. Alright, this squad, this team, they've used up all their rounds, so have them take cover in that building back there. Oh well, there might be an enemy squad in that building. That's what's happening. So there's engaging back there, but the question now really is stopping these T-72s. We've picked off a few along the way, but there's still full platoon here moving up on Berta. Ooh, a self-propelled gun. First time I've seen that unit. Yeah, these guys, I mean, they're here, showing they got good line of sight. Should be able to spot those tanks, but apparently not. Move those guys up, put them in a little more danger as well, just to try to get them a little closer. Mortar teams pretty much out of high explosive. This team's got a little bit left. Oh, there they go. All right, they heard me yakking, and they finally spotted one and took it out. All right, those guys are there, pulling back on their own. These guys, yeah, they're out of anti-tank rounds, so it's like I could pull them back and try to reposition, but they're not going to be able to do anything. They don't have any rounds left to destroy tanks with. That's our sniper team firing at this self-propelled gun. I know they're firing like they got a chance of damaging it. What do they do? Alright, those guys got another kill. BMP though, not my T-72s that we're hunting. And really, these guys are fighting. I know it's, you're kind of making them spend their lives there, but that delays those forces. The longer those are delayed, the less likely they're going to be to play a part down here. So that if we can eliminate like this T-72, nope, Yeah, got him. Alright. If we can defeat these T-72s, then the next enemy forces are way, way back there. And then they got a few rounds left. Could also drop a couple more rounds just to slow anybody down. Sniper team, I don't know, they're really going at it, but maybe somehow they'll get a lucky hit and knock that thing out. Now I do have these guys on the objective, so hopefully got them. Nice. Got one more law left. These guys are on the objective, so hopefully maybe that can keep the enemy from taking it freely. I'm not sure if the objective is just to keep them from touching the objective or keep them from capturing it. Okay. Force the abandonment of that one. Maybe these guys will abandon theirs too. Alright, this is perfect. Don't miss. Yeah. Sent that turret flying. Use their last law, so they're out of anything to take out a T-72 with, but I think that was that whole T-72 platoon. 1, 2, 3 of them there. Hope there's another. I don't know, there might still be one in there somewhere, or maybe we got them all. Were there 3 or 4? I think there was 3 for sure. So yeah, if we took out all those T-72s at the front, then the next wave of enemy units is further back, and if we can keep them occupied, that's all we need to do. Pull these guys back. At least save one squad out of that thing. Yeah, this sniper team, they are just bound and determined. And I mean that other one of these, they abandoned their vehicle up there from small arms fire. Maybe these guys will abandon. I'll let them keep doing it. Now for Berta, we're at 3 minutes. Since the situation seems stable for the moment, might speed up time just a little. Kind of tricky. If you hit fast, it goes to like whatever you had it on the last time, which if that was the full speed, that's really fast. So yeah, we're speeding up the clock a little bit just to save us all some time here while we got things under control. Sniper team they're gonna use up every last round they have. Probably have more luck with their grenades. Oh, there we go. All right, nice. So we actually did win that battle. Total victory, even better than major victory. Total victory. So we deployed 104 troops, lost 19. So yes, unfortunate we lost a couple of those infantry squads up there. I thought their position was better than that, and they just, I don't know, didn't luck out with that first platoon of T-72s. Did a lot of damage, but we destroyed about half of the enemy troops just deployed, 2/3 of their vehicles, Got one of those self-propelled guns. Sent some more packing. Let's have a little look-see at the map here. So let's see, the furthest an enemy unit got was this BRDM made it here. Maybe they might have hit a mine and got scout team got out. So I don't know if they just randomly got out there or if maybe the minefield immobilized them. Could be what happened there. But it did work, and they didn't ever get to that last squad. The enemy never even the bird clock almost ran out, but then we destroyed enough of them that they gave up before that. We did keep that. Well, that one T-72 made it into it, but we did get it knocked out. Down through here. Good. One random squad out there. This one went well. Oh, they did destroy it. So that sniper team, that's what finished the match off. Was they destroyed that self-propelled gun with their sniper rifle after about 100 shots at it. It got that 1% rear hole weak point hit that destroyed it, and that was enough points to push us over to victory. And then, yeah, this ambush spot was a little disappointing. We only got one there. That one was really good. Got 3 there. And then up here where it was messy, but we did inflict a lot of casualties. Slowed down their units. So we took out all the heavy units in the front. Oh, here's all these self-propelled guns went this alternate route. I would have never set up the ambush way over there, so I don't know. But if you got lucky and like knocked all those out, they're probably worth a lot of points. And then here, it was messy. We did lose 2 infantry squads, but we did inflict a lot of damage and slowed them down here for a long time. And then these guys, they did really good work. And these guys, they got a few. They're really very efficient with their shots, but they had a lot of ammo left over. And then up here at the very front, the mortars did do a little bit of damage. Looks like that first minefields didn't do anything. But I wasn't banking on the T-72s with the plows just plowing through the minefields, which, I don't know. What can you do? You put them out there and hope for the best. Alright, and I did learn last time, one of your commenters was very nice and showed me so you can see how many kills the unit got on this screen. It's not quite like Combat Mission where you can see like exactly what they killed, but you can see how many. So like these guys, the little K here. So got one sniper team got their kill. Then this platoon got a couple kills each from our Jaeger platoons, which is good. 4 for this one squad. Yeah, they were very efficient. They got the squad here. So yeah, doing some really good work. And then this one, yeah, these recoilless rifles. Yeah, up at the front, they did good work as we were hoping. A lot of kills for them. And then our mortars, doesn't show any kills for them. I don't know if it tracks them. I feel like those, at least one got hit by a mortar. But anyway, so that was our guys. And then look at the enemy. Yeah, only a couple kills for them. Just those 2 infantry squads, I think, were the only full unit losses we had, other than some casualties, like the scout team casualties. But they defeated some enemy squads that were right up on them. All right. Anyway, so that battle was a little shorter than I thought. No need to chop up this video or anything. And we did succeed. They did get to Arn a few seconds before our goal time, but I guess that didn't hurt us too bad since we destroyed, I guess, all the T-72s. Most of them, if not all of them, plus some infantry squads, plus APCs, plus at least a couple self-propelled guns, and the sniper team with the clutch there at the end through the determination of finally hitting a weak spot on that thing and killing it. All right. So thanks for watching. There's one more battle. Let's do what we've done on the other videos. Let's go ahead and see what the next battle looks like before we close it out. I know there's one more mission in this campaign. We're doing better. Like I had tactical victory, major victory, now total victory. And now we have, okay, so a counterattack. So now we're, after several missions of kind of defending, fiercely defending, but still being on the defensive, now we're looking at a counterattack. So a Soviet motorized infantry company in the town. So this is back to where it all started. There could be minefields, great anti-tank, wire obstacles, so it's not going to be easy. And then we have platoons of T-72s with plows. All right, so if we're getting through those obstacles. And then infantry on BMPs. And then there's going to be some kind of Soviet armored reinforcement force with T-80s. All right, so a little jump up for the Soviet side. And so we got 50 minutes until they get here. So it's going to be a counterattack, bust into town, defeat the enemy infantry company that's there, and then set up to defeat this armored T-80s that are going to come counterattack, counterattack. All right, so save the details for next time and look, but now we're at dusk. Ooh, yeah, so we finally have a pretty sizable force here. And this is back where, so this was like the first scenario of this campaign was defending this town. Now we are attacking. It was defending, I think it was like, well, where was it? Yeah, it was here. Okay, yeah. So it was defending kind of like this. This was like the first map of the campaign. So now we're rolling in. We have pretty big force. I feel like this scenario feels like kind of yeah, a little after 3 missions of limited forces, having to be very careful and tactical. Now we've got a big force with T-72s, a bunch of T-72s, BMP-2s, infantry, like a full company plus maybe 2 companies of BMP-2 mounted infantry, a couple platoons of 3 platoons of T-72s. No air support. Do have big artillery support. The enemy does have some fortifications, but we can bust through there, take that town back, and then prepare for a counterattack from T-80s, and then capture those objectives. So this would be nice. Cap off the campaign with something totally different, and then yeah. So I'll do that in the next video. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and come back for more next time on Example of Play. We'll conclude this campaign, Midsummer Inferno for Armored Brigade II. We'll see you next time. Bye.